everyone. My name is Leland Brady. I am the Library Services Coordinator at Suffolk Public Library, and today we are going to talk to you about Battle of the Books. This year, we are actually doing the middle school version as well. This is the first year that we're doing middle school, so yay, everybody. We're very excited to have you. And if you are familiar with Battle of the Books when you were in fourth and fifth grade, this is going to be a continuation, except it's going to be a little different. And I'll explain why as we get more involved. So first, what is Battle of the Books, or BoB as we like to call it? Well, it is a game show style reading competition against Portsmouth and Suffolk Public Library, so definitely together. Um, it is open for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade for public, private, and homeschool students. We read from 5 pre-selected books covering different genres between 3rd to 7th grade reading levels. We compete in teams by answering questions about the titles, and each student is encouraged to read each book, but it isn't a requirement, so you can read them all, read one, however your team wants to do it. This year will be a mix of virtual prep, a winter social, and some in-person battles as well. The city battles will be held in March 2024 with the finals in April, and as always, it is going to be very fun. So what are the titles this year? As you can see, we have A Sporting Chance, Letters from Cuba, The False Prince, City Spies, and A First Time for Everything. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. The first book that we're going to talk about is A Sporting Chance, How Ludwig Guttmann Created the Paralympic Games. This is by Laurie Alexander and illustrated by Alan Drummond. It is an inspiring human story behind the creation of the Paralympics. This young reader's biography artfully combines archival photos, full-color illustrations, and a riveting narrative to honor the life of Ludwig Guttmann. Dedicating his life to helping patients labeled as incurables, Ludwig Guttmann fought for the rights of paraplegics to live a full life. The young doctor believed, and eventually proved, that physical movement is key to healing, a discovery that led him to create the first Paralympic Games. Told with moving text and lively illustrations, and featuring the life stories of athletes from the Paralympic Games Ludwig helped created, this is a story of the man who saved lives through sports and will inspire readers of all backgrounds. So that is our nonfiction title and focuses on differing abilities. It came out in the year 2020. The next book on our list is Letters from Cuba by Ruth Bayard. In 1938, 11-year-old Esther joins her father in tropical multicultural Cuba, where they toil together to rescue the rest of their Jewish family from persecution in Poland. The situation is getting dire for Jews in Poland on the eve of World War II. Esther's father has fled to Cuba, and she is the first one to join him. It's heartbreaking to be separated from her beloved sister, so Esther promises to write down everything that happens until they're reunited. And she does, recording both the good, the kindness of the Cuban people, and her discovery of a valuable hidden talent, and the bad, the fact that Nazism has found a foothold even in Cuba. Esther's evocative letters are full of her appreciation for life and reveal a resourceful, determined girl with a rare ability to bring people together, all the while striving to get the rest of her family out of Poland before it's too late. Based on Ruth Bayard's family history, this compelling story celebrates the life and resilience of the human spirit in the most challenging times. Our next book is going to be The False Prince by Jennifer A. Nielsen. It's our fantasy topic, and it's a series, the first in a series that came out in 2012. In the country of Carthia, a devious nobleman engages 4 orphans in a brutal competition to be selected to impersonate the king's long-missing son in an effort to avoid a civil war. In a discontent kingdom, civil war is brewing. To unify the divided people, Connor, a nobleman of the court, devises a cunning plan to find an impersonator of the king's long-lost son and install him as a puppet prince. 4 orphans are recruited to compete for the role, including a defiant boy named Sage. Sage knows that Connor's motives are more than questionable, yet his life balances on a sword's point. He must be chosen to play the prince, or he will certainly be killed. But Sage's rivals have their own agendas as well. as Sage moves from a rundown orphanage to Connor's sumptuous palace. Layer upon layer of treachery and deceit unfold, until finally, a truth is revealed that, in the end, may very well prove more dangerous than all of the lies taken together. That one sounds interesting. Our next book is going to be City Spies by James Ponzi. This is our mystery slash adventure selection. It is a series as well, and this is the first book that came out in 2020. Sarah Martinez is facing years in the juvenile detention system for hacking into the foster care computer system to prove that her foster parents are crooks. She gets a second chance when a mysterious man offers her a chance to join a group of spies. Sarah Martinez is a hacker. She recently broke into the New York City foster care system to expose her foster parents as cheats and lawbreakers. However, instead of being hailed as a hero, Sarah finds herself facing years in a juvenile detention facility and banned from using computers for the same stretch of time. Enter Mother, a British spy who not only gets Sarah released from jail, but also offers her a chance to make a home for herself within a secret MI6 agency. Operating out of a base in Scotland, the City Spies are five kids from various parts of the world. When they're not attending the local boarding school, they're honing their unique skills, such as sleight of hand, breaking and entering, observation, and explosives. All of these allow them to go places in the world of espionage where adults can't. Before she knows what she's doing, Sarah is heading to Paris for an international youth summit, hacking into a rival school's computer to prevent them from winning €1 million, dangling 30 feet off the side of a building, and trying to stop a villain, all while navigating the complex dynamics of her new team. No one said saving the world was easy. And finally, our final book is going to be A First Time for Everything by Dan Santat. It is nonfiction and it is a graphic novel and an autobiography of Dan, which came out this year in 2023. So this is a graphic novel, graphic memoir, based on best-selling author Dan Santat's awkward middle school years and the trip to Europe that changed his life. Dan's always been a good kid, the kind of kid who listens to his teachers, helps his mom with grocery shopping, and stays out of trouble. But being a good kid doesn't stop him from being bullied and feeling like he's invisible, which is why Dan has low expectations when his parents send him on a class trip to Europe. At first, he's right. He's stuck with the same girls from his middle school who love to make fun of him, and he doesn't know why his teacher insisted he come on this trip. But as he travels through France, Germany, Switzerland, and England, a series of first experiences begin to change him. First, Fanta. First, fondue. First time stealing a bike from German punk rockers. And first love. Funny, heartwarming, and poignant, A First Time for Everything is a feel-good coming-of-age memoir based on New York Times bestselling author and Caldecott Medal winner Dan Santat's awkward middle school years. It celebrates a time that is universally challenging for many of us, but also life-changing as well. So now that we've talked about all the books, we're going to talk about how the teams work. So individuals participating in the Portsmouth and Suffolk BoB has to register through our Google form, which you will see here. The deadline to register with us is December 11th, 2023, so make sure you fill that out as soon as possible. Schools that choose to participate will let their library system know and then form teams there. If your school does not have a team, then you can register as an individual and be placed on a library-created team. So we're going to have discussion programs throughout the year on these books. They're going to be Wednesday evenings at 6:30 p.m. via Zoom. October, we're going to start with The Sporting Chance. November is going to be Letters from Cuba. December, The False Prince. January will be City Spies. And February will be A First Time for Everything. March is when we're going to start practice. And recordings and quizzes from past programs will be added to the BoB Google Drive. And as always, the libraries are supporting you. We support you with registration. We have regular communication via email, and we have access to the Google Drive with different resources, like the online quizzes that we're making, title-specific PowerPoints. So each book will have its own PowerPoint. We have recordings of the previous programs and practice battles in the spring. The libraries will also be hosting practice, city, and final battles, and socials for the participants early in 2024. How exciting. That's it for today's BoB sneak peek introduction. Thank you again for thinking of participating in this year's Battle of the Books. For more information, please contact me, Suffolk Public Library's Community Learning Coordinator. My contact information is on the screen. Or if you're with Portsmouth, please contact Melissa Mitchell, who is the Portsmouth Public Library's Children Librarian. Her contact information is on the screen as well. And if you have any further questions, you can reach out to either one of us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. Thanks, guys. See you later.